Good evening, everyone. What is happening? TLP, the Liverpool Prophet, back again with another match preview. You know the drill, everyone. We're used to it by now. Been doing it for that long. Today, we're going to be previewing Tottenham Hotspur versus Liverpool tomorrow at 5:30 at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in the Premier League. Football is back, and of course, we are doing the match preview as always. Feels a little bit odd because normally there'd be a Champions League game on that we could build up to, but with the Champions League now being put on hold until January, it's only really Premier League games on the weekend that we have to look forward to. So that's no problem. It's no problem. It's better than having an international break where we have nothing at all. So yeah, I'm going to be looking ahead to the game, score prediction, predicted lineup, thoughts on the games, everything, etc. right here today. So before we get into the video, do remember, if you are new to the channel and haven't already done so, do subscribe to the channel. We're currently 38 subscribers away from 600, so if you can sub, it's much appreciated. Do of course drop a like on the video as well if you are enjoying the video, and of course turn notifications on so you know whenever content drops. And of course to get down below in the comments as well, give me your thoughts and feelings on the game and look ahead to it. So yeah, please do drop a like, please do subscribe, and please do get down below in the comments and let me know your thoughts and feelings. So without further ado, having said all that, let's just get straight into the match preview. So Tottenham Hotspur versus Liverpool, a very interesting game, a very interesting game to say the least. So Liverpool going to this game off the back of 2 wins, 2 clean sheets as well, and 2, I'm not going to say good performances, but decent performances, improved performances. So in the last 2 games, Liverpool have improved. So we come into this game off the back of 2 wins and 2 clean sheets. So relatively decent form. Tottenham, on the other hand, are coming into this game completely opposite. They have just lost 3-0 away to Nottingham Forest. Relegation level Nottingham Forest. We can't really say much because we lost 3-0 at home to Forest. But they've gone and lost 3-0 to Forest as well away. So they're coming into this game off the back of a really heavy defeat at the City ground. So both teams come into this game in really different circumstances. We come into this game off the back of 2 wins and 2 good performances. They come into this game off the back of a heavy loss away to Nottingham Forest and a really poor performance. So you can see differences right there, very differences right there. So it's going to be an interesting game. I'm going to be totally honest, I don't think there's a lot between both teams. I'll be really blunt about it. So I think Liverpool this season, let's be honest, with the money we spent in the window, with how we started the season, first 5 games, we've been absolutely nothing short of shocking and disgraceful. For the money we've spent to be where we are in the league, disgusting, not good enough, and I'm going to say it how it is. Tottenham, on the other hand, as well, have also had a very poor season so far. They started off relatively well, but as usual, Tottenham start seasons off well, and they just fade away as the season goes on, and they're now in a very bad position as well themselves. So, to be fair, both teams are not very good. A couple of weeks ago, they were probably in a better position than we were, but fast forward a couple of weeks now, we are probably a little bit better off than they are. Having said that, both teams are not great. Let's be totally honest. Both teams are not very good this season, so I don't think there's a clear winner in this one. I genuinely don't. So, looking on it from me being a Liverpool fan, I'm looking at Spurs and thinking you guys aren't great, but then I'm looking at us as well and I'm thinking, you know what, we also are not great. So there's no real. I've got no real confidence of giving it large because I don't think we're much better than them, if I'm being totally real about it. Other than that, team news, I think we're relatively okay. The only one that is still out is of course Cody Gakpo, I believe. So Cody Gakpo has another couple of weeks where he won't be playing, and then he will be back. So I think Ekitike starts off the left. The right back situation, I think Conor Bradley should be available for this game. Fingers crossed he is available for this game. I believe Jeremy Frimpong is also set to be returning to training very soon. He won't be on the bench for the Spurs game, but I believe for the Wolves game, that is after this one, I believe he should be on the bench. So thankfully, at last, we have both of our right backs fit again, and hopefully, fingers crossed, this time they stay fit for the rest of the season. So injuries wise, we're looking okay, bar Cody Gakpo. Dominic Szoboszlai is an interesting one. Does Dominic Szoboszlai start the game or does he play on the bench? I believe he will be in the squad. Personally, I'd give Dom a little bit of a rest. I think we can afford to rotate a little bit here. He's been playing week in, week out. We don't want him being ran into the ground and getting another serious injury. So I personally, for this game, would give Dom a little bit of a rest. Of course, Mohamed Salah being at AFCON is huge as well. Who plays off the right wing if Szoboszlai doesn't? To me, Federico Chiesa should be playing off the right wing as long as Mohamed Salah is at AFCON. Now, with Mohamed Salah being here prior during the season, it's kind of understandable why he didn't start Chiesa. But now, with Salah being at AFCON, there's really no excuses to be starting Federico Chiesa. I would be giving Szoboszlai a rest for this game, and while Salah is at the AFCON, I would be giving his spot to Federico Chiesa to play week in, week out personally until Salah returns from the AFCON. Unfortunately, we know Arne Slot doesn't rate Chiesa, and he most likely isn't going to do that. We all know that. So, unfortunately, I think, despite not wanting it, I think he will shoehorn Szoboszlai at right wing for these next couple of games until Salah's gone, and he'll stick Chiesa on the bench and just leave him there. It's a joke because now is the time to be playing Federico Chiesa while Mo is at the AFCON. If he doesn't play Chiesa now, he never is going to play him, let's be totally honest. You know, he's had a lot of opportunities to play Chiesa this season. When Salah was poor, he could have played him. When Gakpo was poor, he could have played him off left. But he just doesn't do it. So, I'd like to think that he will now that Salah's at the AFCON and he's kind of short on options there. But he won't. He won't. We know he'll leave Chiesa on the bench again, and we know he'll shoehorn Dominic Szoboszlai at right wing. Unfortunately, we just know that's how it is. That's just genuinely how it is. It's annoying. It's very, very annoying and frustrating. And it really bugs me personally as well, just thinking about it. But until Arne Slot is gone, Federico Chiesa just isn't going to get a chance, let's be totally honest. Which is another reason why we need to change the manager as soon as possible. Because until Slot is here, while Slot is here, should I say, Chiesa is just never going to get a chance. And with the player that he is, the baller that he is, he deserves a chance. But he's just never going to get it. So unfortunately, it will be Szoboszlai again at right wing in my opinion. I'd give him a rest, but I'm not Slot. Slot is going to do his own thing, let's be honest about it. Other than that, recent games against Spurs, I'll be totally honest, other than last season when we beat Tottenham 6-3 and we beat them 5-1, the 5-1 game where we actually were crowned champions, what a day that was by the way, but other than those two games, we've been we've struggled against Spurs relatively prior to that. Usually Spurs turn up against us, they give us a run for their money, and they give us a run for our money, and they usually end in a draw. A lot of games against Spurs have ended in draws. In title races gone by, they've kind of stifled us when we needed to win the game and gotten a point out of the game. So they do relatively play well against Liverpool, bar the 2 results last season. Well, the 3 results because we beat them 4-0 in the Carabao Cup as well, semi-final. So, other than last season, Spurs relatively do well against Liverpool. But it's difficult to say what Spurs will show up in this game. Will the same Tottenham team that played against Nottingham Forest turn up, roll over and potentially get their manager the boot? Or will they show a bit of a reaction and actually put in a performance and give their fans something to cheer about? Honestly, I think option 2 is more likely than option 1 because, you know, just being our luck that Spurs will actually show up. But it's hard to predict what Tottenham show up. Their fans aren't happy with their manager, Thomas Frank. It looks like, from the looks of it, Thomas Frank is on thin ice. So if he loses this game heavily, he could end up getting the boot. So, well, obviously that's not our problem because he's not our manager. But the pressure is on Tottenham. As for Liverpool, the pressure's not really on as much no more. Arne Slot has definitely relieved the pressure off his back after the Inter Milan win and the Brighton win. So, yeah, I don't think if we lose this game he'll be getting booted. I don't think he's going anywhere this season personally from what I've read and seen. But I don't know how I feel about Liverpool at the moment. I genuinely don't know how I feel. I know that we've won the last 2 games and we kept 2 clean sheets, but when you look at the performances, I still think we aren't completely 100% back to our best. Well, that's obvious, but I still don't think we're great. We are far from being back, in my opinion. Like I said, Inter Milan did not show up at all against us at home, which was pathetic in my opinion, but whatever. Brighton at home last week, they were cutting our defence open. They were getting in behind very easily, but they just didn't have the finishers to be clinical. Had Brighton been a bit more clinical, that game last weekend could have been very, very different. So we have gotten away with it in these last 2 games, I'll be totally real. And this one, I think Spurs have probably got better quality players than Brighton have, despite being worse, if that makes sense. So if we give Richarlison, as much as I hate Richarlison, but if we give him the chances that Brighton had last week, he will score them. So, you know, I think it's very important that we, you know, kind of eradicate what happened against Brighton for this one, because Spurs get these chances, I'm sure they will put them away, in my opinion. So it's going to be a very interesting game. Like I said, I can see any result. I can see a draw. I think a draw is nailed on, to be fair. I can see Liverpool going there and nicking it. I can see Tottenham nicking it, I'll be totally honest. I think any result is possible in this game because, like I said, I think both sides are not very good. We're probably just a little bit better than they are at the moment. But like I said, a couple of weeks ago, they were better than we were. So it's a hard one to predict, a very hard one to predict. Had we played Spurs last season, I would have been sat here saying we can absolutely wipe the floor with them. But of course, this is a very different Liverpool side to what we were like last season. A very, very much worse off Liverpool side. So this is going to be very interesting to say the least. For a neutral though, I think this is going to be a great game. If you're a neutral watching this, both sides can't defend. I know we've kept 2 clean sheets in the last 2 games, but still, we aren't good defensively. Spurs aren't good defensively. So for a neutral, I think this will be a very, very good watch. I think there'll be goals in this. There'll be a couple of goals. There'll be a little bit of fire in it as well. So I would definitely tune into this game if I was a neutral, because I think it will be a bit of a goal fest personally. So yeah, that is my thoughts on the game. I don't know how to feel. I really don't know how to feel about Liverpool's situation at the moment. I don't think we've turned the corner. I genuinely do not. I don't want to be negative, but I think we've just got unlucky the last 2 games. And I think, are we going to win 3 games in a row, really? Is this Liverpool team going to win 3 games in a row? I think it's a little bit unrealistic if I'm being totally honest about it. But we'll see how it goes. We will see how it goes. But now, I wanted to turn you guys' attention to the start of my predicted 11 for the game. So, my predicted starting 11 for this game. If I can just share the screen with you guys. Share screen. Hopefully you guys can see this. Hopefully, yeah, you guys should be able to see this. I'm gonna leave it like that. Actually, I think it looks a little bit nicer off like that. So if I just scroll down a little bit, yeah, here we go. So everyone, this is my predicted team to face Spurs tomorrow at 5:30. As you guys can see, it's a relatively strong team, and on paper, it's a team that should be going away to Tottenham in the form that they are in and getting the win. But you just never know in football, let's be honest. As you guys can see, in goal, it is going to be Alisson. No doubts there. That's pretty much a nailed on. I think we may as well just start skipping goalkeeper when we do these starting 11 predictions, because if Alisson is fit, he is going to start and he is going to play. So, yeah, Alisson in goal, best goalkeeper in the world. Still blessed that I can wake up and see that he's our goalkeeper every single day. And yeah, here for more years to come, fingers crossed. But yeah, Alisson, Becker in goal. At right back, I've gone with Connor Bradley. Obviously, Joe Gomez is out injured, so he'll be missing for a couple of weeks. It's disappointing because he's been good for us since he's come into the team, but it was expected as well, if we're being honest. So I think Connor Bradley will start at right back and he will keep his spot there. Frimpong, of course, is going to be coming back, like I said earlier. He should be on the bench for the Wolves game, so both our right backs will be back available. And hopefully when Frimpong comes back, he can start to really show us why we signed him and provide a bit of competition to Connor Bradley. That way we'll have a bit of a headache choosing which one. But fingers crossed he does. For now though, that position is Connor Bradley's until further notice. So Bradley, I think, will start at right back. Centre back pairing, I've actually gone with Virgil van Dijk and Ibrahima Konate. No surprises there, to be fair. We've actually kept 2 clean sheets in the last 2 games. Brighton at home kept a clean sheet. Inter Milan away kept a clean sheet. So defensively in the last 2 games, on paper, we've actually been decent. So fingers crossed we can make it 3 in a row here. So Virgil and Ibu at centre back. At left back, it was a little bit hard to predict, I'll be totally honest. It can be Kirkes, it can be Robertson. Like I said, this is the position that I feel the manager's rotated the most in this season, because he feels like he can rotate you. But it's hard to say. I don't know whether I should go with Robertson or Kirkes, because when I pick Kirkes, it's usually Robertson who starts, or when I pick Robertson, it's usually Kirkes who starts. Obviously, Kirkes is going to probably become the new starting left back for Liverpool going forward, but for now, I think Robertson has definitely outshined him. The fact that aging Andrew Robertson has outsigned Kirkes is just a joke, to be fair, but whatever, it is what it is. For this one, I've gone with Robbo. I'm genuinely not sure who the manager will go with at left back, but I'm going to go with Robbo for this game. I think Robbo hasn't played the last couple as well, to be fair, so I'll give him a game for this one. But I wouldn't be surprised if come tomorrow at 5 o'clock we see Kirkes starting ahead of him. And I wouldn't mind, to be fair. I do think despite not having a good start to his Liverpool life, Kirkes has improved in recent weeks and he has been better. But I still think Robbo's been better this season, the better left back. But I'm not going to be surprised if Kirkes plays the game. But I'm going to go with Robbo. I'm going to stick with Robbo. So for left back, I've gone with Andrew Robertson. Moving into midfield, I've gone with Ryan Gravenberch and Alexis McAllister. I personally would, like I said, I think it should be Curtis Jones. But the manager has made it clear that Jones isn't very high in the pecking order, even though he should be. So I think it will be Maka for this game. Like I said, Maka hasn't been great recently. Oh, he hasn't been great all season, to be fair. Definitely not the McAllister from last season, but I have faith in him, and I believe he will turn it around and get back to his best. Of course, there are rumours of him signing a new contract as well, which very, very positive stuff there. So, Maka looks like he will sign a new contract. Happy days. Fingers crossed. Of course, Gravenberch will be next to him. I would go Gravenberch and Jones personally, but we know the manager will go Gravenberch and McAllister by the looks of it after what he's done the last couple of weeks. So that is my midfield double pivot. Ryan Gravenberch and Alexis McAllister. Moving forward, in the 10, let's just get it out of the way. Florian Wirtz in the 10. Definitely been better the last couple of weeks. I feel like he's close to his first goal. I feel like his first goal is coming somewhere. Fingers crossed it's this game, but he needs to score, man. He just genuinely needs to get a goal. I need Wirtz to start scoring goals, and I need him to start getting a couple of assists as well, just to shut up all the haters and get rid of this rubbish that's going around on social media. So it's coming though. It is definitely coming, as he's been better last couple of games. Unlucky against Sunderland not to be given the goal, but fingers crossed it'll be here soon. But I think Wirtz will play as the number 10. Off the right hand side, with Salah at AFCON, it's going to be either Szoboszlai or, well, it's probably going to be Szoboszlai. Now, Szoboszlai was injured against Brighton, went off injured. I personally wouldn't start him in this game. I wouldn't risk him. I'd give him a bit of a rest as well, seeing as we've run him into the ground and he's played week in, week out, given 100%. He must be absolutely knackered. I would personally, with Salah at AFCON, like I said earlier, give Chiesa a chance at right wing until Salah is back from AFCON. I think Chiesa's earned it, but we know the manager won't be giving Chiesa a chance as much as we want him to. If he doesn't play Chiesa now, he never will, and unfortunately, I don't think he will play Chiesa. He should, because now that AFCON's happened and there's no right winger really, it should be Federico, but managers made clear he doesn't rate the guy, so unfortunately, I think while Salah's at AFCON, Chiesa will continue to sit on the bench. I think he will shoot on Szoboszlai in that right wing. I'm not too upset about that, genuinely, because Szoboszlai's been great this season, but I really want to see Chiesa start games, man. I really want to see him start games. Unfortunately, like I said, with Slot here, that's never going to happen, is it? So, I think it will be Szoboszlai off the right wing. But if Chiesa's starting tomorrow, I'll be dancing up and down like a baby. I'll be totally honest. I'll tell you that straight now. But I don't think it will happen. So, Szoboszlai off the right wing. Off the left wing, of course, Cody Gakpo is still injured as well. So, there is no Cody Gakpo for this game. He will still be out for a while. Obviously, hopefully, I don't really rate him too much as a footballer. I don't rate him too much as a starter, but I never want to play injured. So, hopefully, he's back very, very soon. So, obviously, Rio Ingamo is not going to play the game because Slot will never play Rio in a game like this, and clearly he doesn't trust the kid. So I've mixed it up a bit. Rather than starting Ekitike up top, I've actually started Ekitike off the left wing, and to be fair, I don't mind. He can be effective off the up top or off the left wing. Ekitike on absolute fire at the moment. Hopefully he can continue his good form coming into this game because we need him. Definitely our best attacker this season and one of our best players. So Ekitike off the left wing. Up top, I've gone with Alexander Isak now. I'm not really prone to starting Isak, but look, he's not been good, but we have to play the guy into some good form. We have to play him into good form. I do have faith he'll come good eventually, but it's going to take time, isn't it? And to be fair, it shouldn't take time. Like I said the other day, he's Premier League proven. It shouldn't take him time, but it is what it is, man. But hopefully him and Ekitike can link up well in this game. I thought they did relatively well together against Milan, so fingers crossed they can do decent here. I would go with a 2 up top. Personally, I'd change the whole formation for this game and go with 2 up top, but I don't think Slot will do that. I don't think he will, so I'll go with a 4-2-3-1 again. But Ekitike and Isak playing again together, we'll see how that goes. So that is my team, everyone. On paper, it should be beating Spurs in the form that they're in, but you just never know in football because ultimately we're not much better than they are this season. So in goal, of course, Alisson, to when you do it again. Conor Brandy at right back, Virgil van Dijk and Ibrahim Konate at centre back pairing. Left back Andrew Robertson, midfield double pivot of Ryan Gravenberch and Alexis McAllister. Moving up top, we have Dominic Szoboszlai off the right wing, Florian Wirtz as the attacking number 10 cam position, Hugo Ekitike off the left wing, and Alexander Isak up top as the striker. So that is my team to face Spurs tomorrow at 5:30. So yeah, if I just stop scarce reading that. Oh, that is a weird setup, I cannot lie. But yeah, if I get myself back in the middle. The interesting part of the video, score prediction. Score prediction, you know how it was coming. I think, for me personally, if ever a game was nailed on to be a draw, if ever a game was nailed on to be Desmond or finish a stalemate, it's this one. Like I said, both teams aren't great. Let's be honest, we're probably better than them at the moment, but not by much. I think it's going to be a goal fest. Like I said, if you're neutral, both teams can't defend for anything. So I would definitely tune into this game if you're neutral, because I think there's going to be a good couple of goals in there, goals galore. But I think it's going to end Desmond. I think it's going to end in a score draw. So I'm going to go with a draw, a score of Tottenham Hotspur 2, Liverpool 2. That is my score prediction. I just think it's nailed on to be a draw. I think, like I said, if ever a game's nailed on to be a draw, it's this one. Definitely. So I'm going with a 2-2 as my score prediction. But I can see any result. I can see Liverpool going there and nicking it 2-1. I can see a draw, like I said. And I can even see Spurs nicking it 2-1. You just never know. Depends how both teams turn up on the day, on the evening. But I'm going Desmond. Let me know your score predictions down below, everyone. I'm very interested to hear what your score predictions will be. For me, like I said, 2-2, but let me know yours. Other than that, everyone, we've reached the end of the match preview. Obviously, I am going to head off now. Hope you guys have enjoyed the video. If you have enjoyed it, do drop a like on the video. Of course, do sub to the channel as well. We're currently 38 subs away from 600, so if you can sub, much appreciated. It does help me out on the journey. Turn notifications on as well, so you know whenever other content drops. And of course, do get down below in the comments. Give me your thoughts on the game. Give me your score prediction. And of course, let me know what team you think will take to the field. Other than that, people, I'm going to head off. Like I said, I'll be back tomorrow after the game with my match reaction. After hopefully Liverpool get a positive result. Fingers crossed. But we'll see how it goes. Other than that, yeah, I'm out, people. I'll speak to you guys very, very soon. TLP, the Liverpool Prophet, out. Up the edge. Bye for now.